Superfood Evolution presents Spirulina, a top protein-rich superfood and multivitamin. Spirulina is a species of edible blue-green algae that naturally grows wild in tropical and subtropical ponds, lakes, and alkaline waterways. The genus Arthrospira is among the diverse class of single-celled cyanobacteria identified to have played a primary role in creating the Earth's life-sustaining atmosphere nearly 2.3 billion years ago. Along with phytoplankton, this group of ancient algae also contributed to the basic foundation of the food chain, essential to developing some of the first life forms on the planet. Acquiring energy through the process of photosynthesis, spirulina is particularly known for its ability to convert sunlight into green, concentrated sources of protein, fatty acids, antioxidants, as well as certain vitamins and minerals. Historically, it was utilized as a nutritional food source in regions of Lake Texcoco or Tenochtitlan, present-day Mexico City, by Mesoamerican cultures like the Aztec peoples who called it Tequitlatl. Likewise, it was also harvested by civilizations surrounding the large, shallow, fresh waters of Lake Chad, bordering West and Central Africa. Spirulina was coined the best food for the future because of its excellent capacity at producing high-quality, condensed complete protein and essential micronutrients more efficiently than many other foods or microalgae. Yielding more protein on less land and water than any other staple crop, it has in the last several decades been applied for use as a cultivated food in self-sufficient water tank systems in parts of West Africa susceptible to soil deficiency and subsequent malnutrition. In these communities, the children are known to call spirulina mixed into water their green medicine. It was also popularized by NASA when it was successfully utilized as a nutritional food supplement by American astronauts, after which time it was extensively researched as a potential cultivar for long-term space travel. Moreover, in 2016, it was again proposed by NASA as a possible food source for enabling a sustained presence on Mars. Spirulina also makes an ideal top 10 superfood for modern-day living because of its energizing nutrients and detoxifying compounds, both of which promote heightened mental acuity and increased immune response. The blue-green pigment called phycocyanin is, in addition, a potent anti-inflammatory agent helpful for many common health issues. Along with phycocyanin, Arthrospira contains a vast array of other antioxidants within its spiral-shaped cellular structure, including chlorophyll, beta-carotene, and zeaxanthin. Additional top nutrients include B vitamins, gamma-linolenic acid (GLA), iron, nucleic acids, and various polysaccharides. Dietary supplements, typically used as a powder or in tablet form, are usually cultivated in controlled and monitored man-made reservoirs, not obtained from wild sources that can be potentially contaminated with harmful cyanotoxins discussed later in this video. While it is a non-toxic algae, it is best to consume commercial products that maintain purity and nutritional composition. When properly grown, harvested, and dried, it can be one of the most potent superfoods available to humans. The microalgae, depending on one's taste perception, is known to have either a subtly sweet, nutty characteristic or can have a green, seafood-like flavor. These features, however, are sometimes contingent on the quality of the product. It is more frequently consumed as a green superfood powder, often added to blended drinks or used by many health enthusiasts as a salad topping. What is spirulina? Spirulina, from the genus Arthrospira, is an edible form of blue-green algae or cyanobacteria that is safe to consume by humans, animals, and aquatic life. Its name is derived from the Latin word spirula, which means small spiral. This is because on a microscopic level, it is made up of tightly coiled or loose spiraling cellular strands. Growing as a free-floating layer close to the water's surface, the blue-green colored biomass thrives in saline, alkaline water bodies with a pH around 8.5 and prefers temperatures that range between 86 to 104 degrees Fahrenheit. It naturally grows wild in tropical and subtropical regions of Mexico, Central America, Asia, Central Africa, and the southern U.S. However, it is usually not the type of microalgae or microscopic algae that is harvested from wild regions, but is typically cultivated in a controlled and monitored environment such as shallow water ponds or tank systems. Aquaculture scientist, author, and philosopher Christopher Hills, often called the father of spirulina, is one of the first early pioneers acknowledged for his major role in popularizing spirulina as a global food source. His research culminated in the successful large-scale production of spirulina and first commercial product distributed by the company Lightforce. Used both as a compressed dietary supplement and whole food green powder, products are commonly manufactured in areas such as Hawaii, Mexico, Africa, Japan, and Ecuador, locations ideal for outdoor cultivation. The two main Arthrospira species produced commercially are Arthrospira or Spirulina platensis and Arthrospira maxima, with A. platensis making up most of the world's dietary supply. Industrially, these cyanobacteria species have been used as a feed source in the aquaculture, aquarium, and poultry industries. Flakes are frequently used in fish food products all over the globe. It is also utilized in cosmetics, skincare products, and by the food and beverage industry as a natural coloring agent. Spirulina cultivation techniques. Spirulina is farmed using either an open pond system or a closed system, with each method having their own separate advantages and disadvantages. Most commercial production facilities use open pond systems, which involve outdoor, shallow, raceway-like water bodies that are continuously mixed with a type of paddle wheel. When given the proper amount of light, nutrients, and temperature, the microalgae form thick mats or blooms on the surface layer of the water. The algae biomass, in the form of a green paste or puree, is then collected, filtered, and dried, often in noodle-like pieces, and transformed into a fine powder. Arthrospira is occasionally manufactured using closed indoor systems, which involve a more controlled greenhouse-like setting. It can likewise employ advanced photobioreactor technologies similar to how marine phytoplankton and sometimes chlorella is produced, but this is not as common. Spirulina's health benefits. An energizing, protein-rich food. One of the most phenomenal things about this top superfood is its ability to efficiently synthesize concentrated amounts of protein in relatively short periods of time, taking in sunlight energy and converting it into a green superfuel for the body. Arthrospira platensis, when dried, contains an average total protein content of 60%, but can range anywhere between 50 to 70% depending on the quality. It is one of the highest protein-rich foods in the plant kingdom and includes all the essential amino acids, making it a complete protein source. The Arthrospira species, in addition, do not have cellulose walls, which make its protein content and other nutrients more digestible and bioavailable when consumed. Powders and supplements thus have a high PER, or protein efficiency ratio. Each gram of spirulina protein is believed to be 4 times more absorbable than the same amount of protein found in red meat. Between 1 teaspoon and 1 tablespoon of powder mixed into blended protein shakes or smoothies can help to increase protein intake for those following a vegan, raw vegan, or vegetarian diet. 1 tablespoon of quality spirulina powder typically contains 4 to 6 grams of protein content. As many people today are choosing to eat less animal protein, this microalgae can be a great vegan alternative to ensure protein and amino acid requirements are being met. We also personally love the idea of not only eating low on the food chain, but also the concept behind eating one of the very first foods of creation. Nutritional value of spirulina. Along with an ample amount of protein, spirulina also contains a nutritious spectrum of vitamins and minerals, and is particularly high in beta-carotene, the B-complex vitamins thiamine, riboflavin, pantothenic acid, and pyridoxine B6, in addition to vitamins E, K1, K2, as well as significantly high amounts of iron. It is also a source of vitamin C, iodine, magnesium, manganese, and several forms of bioavailable sulfur, such as sulfur-bearing amino acids and the sulfated polysaccharide called calcium spirulan, a potent antiviral substance. While spirulina has been found to have high levels of vitamin B12, this is in the form of pseudovitamin B12, which is biologically inactive in humans. It is therefore not considered a reliable source of this essential nutrient. Like hemp seed, dried powders or supplements are also rich in GLA or gamma-linolenic acid. GLA is known to reduce inflammation, help to balance hormones, treat eczema, relieve joint pain, ease the symptoms of PMS, and decrease breast tenderness in women. It also includes a small amount of other polyunsaturated fatty acids like linolenic acid, arachidonic acid, ALA, EPA, DHA, and stearidonic acid. As advertised on product labels, 1 teaspoon of powder can have about 32 milligrams of gamma-linolenic acid, or GLA, per serving. According to nutrition data, a tablespoon has 57.6 milligrams of omega-3 fatty acids and 87.8 milligrams of omega-6 fatty acids. One published review reports that the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, NASA, has asserted that the nutritional value of 1,000 kilograms of fruits and vegetables equals that of 1 kilogram of spirulina. This property of spirulina has enabled it to be used in long-term space missions. Used in Africa as a nutritional supplement. Spirulina, in its small-scale cultivation, is also highly valued as a nutritional supplement in West and Central Africa, where it has been utilized for decades to treat malnutrition and starvation. In the 1970s, it was declared the best food source for the future at the United Nations World Conference. The UN later joined with humanitarian groups in the mid-90s to form the Intergovernmental Institution for the Use of Microalgae Spirulina Against Malnutrition. Used extensively in the Republic of Kenya as well as other parts of Africa, one study indicates that a dose of 10 grams per day seemed to significantly and quickly improve the nutritional status of undernourished children. Contains antioxidants, carotenoids, phycocyanin, and chlorophyll. The Arthrospira species is known to contain a full spectrum of antioxidants, including phenolic acids, tocopherols, carotenoids like beta-carotene, zeaxanthin, lutein, as well as chlorophyll and spirulina's well-known blue-green pigment, phycocyanin. It additionally supports the body's production of the enzymatic antioxidant called superoxide dismutase, or SOD. These are substances that help to boost immune functions, prevent free radical damage to cells, stimulate the repair of oxidative damage to DNA, as well as protect and nourish the eyes and the skin. Underneath spirulina's blue-green color are the red-orange and yellow-orange carotenoid pigments such as beta-carotene, zeaxanthin, lutein, and cryptoxanthin. The microalgae is particularly high in beta-carotene, which converts to vitamin A in the body. Zeaxanthin and lutein are two components that make up the retina of the eye and protect it from UV damage. These nutrients, when consumed through dietary sources, are shown in some research to encourage healthy vision and may help to guard against various eye disorders like macular degeneration and cataracts. Benefits of the blue-green pigment phycocyanin. Phycocyanin, or C-phycocyanin, is a water-soluble pigment protein found in both the microalgae spirulina and blue-green algae AFA. The name phycocyanin comes from the word phyco, meaning algae, and cyan, which is a color variation of blue-green. This is one of the prominent components present in dried spirulina that has been proven in scientific research to exhibit potent anti-inflammatory effects beneficial as a supplemental adjunct in the treatment of cardiovascular and neurodegenerative diseases. According to research presented in the journal Cardiovascular Therapeutics, a group of hamsters fed an atherogenic diet supplemented with spirulina or its ingredient phycocyanin exhibited lower total cholesterol, LDL and VLDL cholesterol, whereas HDL cholesterol was not affected. It was also in conclusion reported that findings from human clinical trials are largely consistent with the hypolipidemic effects of spirulina observed in the preclinical studies. Phycocyanin additionally supports the body's production of the enzymatic antioxidant called superoxide dismutase, or SOD, as well as catalase. In a 2016 published journal review, it was acknowledged that spirulina activates cellular antioxidant enzymes, inhibits lipid peroxidation and DNA damage, scavenges free radicals, and increases the activity of superoxide dismutase and catalase. In other reviewed research, it was stated that CPC phycocyanin is a potential neuroprotective agent that can be applied to treat oxidative stress-induced neuronal injury in neurodegenerative diseases such as ischemic stroke, Alzheimer's disease, and Parkinson's disease. In the same journal publication, the antioxidative capacity of phycocyanin is also proposed to reduce liver toxicity, offering a hepatoprotective effect. Cleansing to the blood and helps detoxify toxins. Spirulina contains high concentrations of the green pigment chlorophyll, a known blood purifier as well as lymph and liver cleansing substance. Chlorophyll-rich edible foods and drinks have healing and protective assets that help detoxify the tissues, balance body pH, and are an energizing superfood for boosting cognitive and immune functions. Dietary chlorophyll consumed on a regular basis through the intake of green juices, leafy greens, and microalgae like spirulina also encourages the growth of friendly intestinal bacteria, wards off parasites, and keeps fungal yeast strains like Candida in check. Like activated charcoal, zeolites, and other detoxifying superfoods, spirulina is able to bind to heavy metals and remove them from the body. This is chiefly accomplished through antioxidants, especially phycocyanin, chlorophyll, as well as its sulfur-based constituents. In one study analyzing the antitoxic properties of spirulina on poisonings from arsenic, cadmium, carbon tetrachloride, deltamethrin, fluoride, hexachlorocyclohexane, iron, lead, lindane, and mercury, it was concluded that it effectively counteracted these pollutants' toxic effects on the exposed organisms, and that spirulina could be a useful coadjuvant agent within clinical practice for treatment of these or other pollutant poisonings. About cyanotoxins, microcystin, and BMAA. In recent years, there has been some controversy that cyanobacteria-based algae supplements like spirulina and blue-green algae AFA may contain the two cyanotoxins microcystin and BMAA. These are contaminants known to be produced from specific cyanobacteria in their blooming stage. What is microcystin? Microcystin is not found in spirulina itself, but in cyanobacteria like Microcystis aeruginosa, which can inadvertently be collected when harvesting spirulina, especially from wild, unmonitored sources. Microcystin growth, for example, is very high in the Great Lakes region of the U.S. Microcystin is known to cause liver damage in high-dose amounts, and there have been a few infrequent occurrences when low levels of microcystin have been detected in some microalgae supplements, especially low-quality spirulina obtained from various retail outlets in China. What is BMAA? Under certain growing conditions, a neurotoxin called BMAA can be produced by cyanobacteria. When consumed in concentrated amounts, it affects the central nervous system and has been linked to neurodegenerative disorders. It's important to remember, however, that most BMAA is located in wild waterways, not from quality-controlled and highly monitored spirulina, where pond or tank facilities adhere to appropriate pH and saline levels that eliminate the potential of BMAA growth. In a 2014 published study, it was reported that BMAA was not detected at low limits of 80 nanograms to grams dry weight in any of the product samples. Purchasing quality spirulina products. As a precautionary measure, most all higher quality dietary products test for purity as well as other toxic compounds like heavy metals, which can come from polluted water sources. There is currently, as of 2016, no enforced purity standards required for manufacturers, so it is especially important to purchase your bulk powders and supplements from quality suppliers that are either certified organic and/or maintain product testing for potential toxins. For a list of recommended spirulina products and their research testing of purity, please see the link below in the description box of this video or click on the top right button on your screen to go directly to our page. How to use. Spirulina can be used as a bulk powder, an encapsulated supplement, or compressed tablet, depending on your personal preference and affinity for the taste. To those who love the flavor, it has a pleasant, slightly sweet, nutty type taste with an almost floral fragrance. To other palates, however, it can have a strong, fishy aftertaste and scent. Some of this does, of course, depend on the quality of the product. It is considered a food that can be incorporated into many recipes and doesn't necessarily need to be consumed separately. The algae powder can be added to blended drinks or is easily added straight into a bottle of water for added energizing nutrients. We personally use it in powder form, blended into protein shakes, protein bars, fresh juices, green smoothies, desserts, raw chocolate, and dressings, or use it straight as a salad topping, similar to nutritional yeast. The powder, mixed with clay and water, also makes a great do-it-yourself face mask that can be applied directly on the skin. Precautions. You should avoid consuming spirulina if you have phenylketonuria, hyperthyroidism, or if you have a severe allergic reaction to seafood or iodine. Consult your healthcare provider before intake if you are pregnant, nursing, have a serious medical condition, or are taking prescribed medications. Thanks for watching. For additional information, links to studies, as well as sources of the best spirulina we can find, be sure and check the links in the description box below this video. Please like, share, and give this video a thumbs up if you found it useful. And be sure and check out these other informative videos.